All right, it is Wednesday. That means it's time for the crossover from Donnie and Dhali, which you can check out Monday to Friday on Check TV, 10 to noon. It is Don Taylor and Rick Dhaliwal. Guys, what's going on?
Phil Kessel, there's that. A win last night in Chicago, and we just got off the air.
Rick, you're...
and Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you. I would have completely blanked otherwise. So we'll start. I mean, there's a ton to get into. Obviously, they pick up the win last night in Chicago, but you've been all over it with Phil Kessel, posting the picture of him skating in gear with Abbotsford this morning, Rick. So tell us, where's this going? What should we expect next with Phil Kessel and the Canucks?
Well, they're going to practice. He'll practice with the Abbey Canucks. They'll monitor him. They're going to take it step by step. They're like, I asked if he's going to play any games for Abbotsford Canucks, and I was told, hey, step by step. And so basically, conditioning, skating, is he ready to once again play? You know, he's had 10 months off. Can he play in the best league in the world? The pace is going to be big. Conditioning's big. These are the things they're going to watch over the weekend in the next few days. And if they like what they see, and if they, talk at Rutherford Alvine and everyone in the hockey department, they'll sign him. But I don't think there's any guarantees, guys. I don't think he came here with a guarantee. There's 3 to 4 other teams that have been in on Kessel all year long. Canucks called him in August over the summer, and they just had too many young kids and too many bodies at camp, so they didn't do it in August before camp. But they've kept tabs with him. There's a relationship with Rutherford Alvine and Tocchet going into the past. They like this player. So guess what? He's here. It's up to him. If he performs well, I guess in these, I guess we can call it a tryout. Then they'll execute a sign. If not, then they might have to part ways.
Yeah, I like it, guys, because if he does sign, you're not giving up any assets.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that he'll come with a cheap price tag that they'll make work under the cap. The other thing too is, even if it doesn't work out on the ice, there's a push there possibly from Phil Kessel when it comes to some of the players like Mikheyev, who are, I would say underperforming. And also, too, guys, I think the more I listen to Rick Tocchet talk, the more I think that he's one of these coaches, and I always respect guys like this, that he likes to wake things up during an 82-game schedule. And this is something that's going to get everyone talking and buzzing. And I'm not just talking about fans and media, but, players as well. Just something to keep everybody awake at the very least. So it's a no-brainer.
Rick, what did you make of Tocchet's commentary to the media in Chicago about Kessel? In particular, asked what he could add to this lineup. He said, I have no idea. I don't know. I haven't seen him skate. I have to see how he's skating down there, to be honest with you. Is this just part and parcel with the gradual development of this potential relationship?
Yeah, it's just him playing coy, right? Just at the All-Star break, Rick Tocchet was quoted by Sportsnet as saying 100% he thinks that Kessel can still play, right? He said that in that Luke Fox article. So he himself has been public and saying, yes, he could still play in the NHL. Where's the fit? Like everybody, and Donnie and I were talking about, where's the fit? Top 6, bottom 6, top 9. Where's the fit? Well, he provides depth. He provides scoring. He provides the fact that he's won 3 Stanley Cups. It could be a fit for in the top 9. He's versatile. He's got championship pedigree. He's won 3 Stanley Cups, 2 with these guys, Tocchet, Alvina, Rutherford. So that's where the fit is.
But he's not going in the third line.
No, I know no one's going on the third line. That's the best third line in the NHL. Do not touch the third line. Thank you.
I wasn't suggesting breaking up the third line. I don't know if anyone here was suggesting, but I agree with you.
Well,
for the record,
said it.
Don't break up the third line.
I think you were suggesting that.
You said top 9.
I just said top 9 because
that's the polite way to say third liner.
Top 9. But Tocchet said, what's his name? Drance. Thomas.
What's his name?
I forgot.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, Rick.
Right in front of you.
I got it. I forgot, Thomas. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. It's been a crazy morning this morning.
It's all good.
At Donnie and Dhali. A lot of things on the fly here. But listen, did Tocchet not say 10 days ago that if Mikheyev doesn't work in the top 6, he has talked to Garland possibly moving up? Like, he has said stuff like that in the past, right? But the way the third line's going, last night 6 points, Joshua Gordie, Howe hat-trick, Garland 2 goals, Teddy Bluger. Like, this line, I am not afraid to say this. That's the best third line in the NHL, and it's not even close.
Well, and it must be so tempting, Thomas, for Rick Tocchet right now to do what Rick was just talking about. Not forgetting your name, but the other thing he was talking about, and that, you know, like, these guys are playing so well. Can they help the top 6 when it's not playing so well? But they're not just scoring goals. They're beautiful goals.
Oh,
like that first goal last night. I mean, the one went off Garland's skate was lucky, but that first goal last night was magical.
And Donnie, Joshua,
it didn't go off anybody's shin pad or skate. It was just beautiful.
And Joshua's goal too. And Joshua has displayed among all his other stuff. He's got soft hands for a big guy. And you know what? Big guy with soft hands, that's a really nice combo to have in the NHL. And Joshua...
Any walk of life, really.
Are you getting carried away on Valentine's Day, Rick? Big guy, soft hands.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Thomas. I was talking about a big hockey player with soft hands. Jeez, Thomas, get your mind
I know,
out of the
you just
gutter.
kept repeating it.
Perfect Valentine's Day content.
Because save me. That's why I'm pointing at you.
Save me. He's tapping you in,
yourself.
Donnie. He needs some help.
Can I bring up a couple? I want to bring up a couple discussion points for the group. Okay. You called that Garland, Joshua, Bluger line the best third line in hockey. I don't disagree with you. Are they the best line for the Canucks? Period.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right now they are, for sure.
Consistency, I'd say that.
The game they were losing in Boston, well, they lost. They ended up losing in Boston. And again, I don't know if it was a message. Well, it must have been a message to the entire team, just how much ice time they got there, and if there was any chance of getting back into it, those are the players that Rick Tocchet trusted the most. And just maybe the ice time isn't there, but man, it just seems. So, I mean, again, guys, things have happened so quickly, not just with the entire team, but let's focus on that third line. I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just so quick. This has just come out of nowhere. It's so hard to wrap your head around. And right now, that third line has to be considered their best line right now. Just hard to believe.
Well, and I was saying just before
two
you
guys are two of the guys are UFAs. Like, if I'm the Canucks, get on the phone with both their agents. Like, I talked to Dakota's agent last night, Rich Evans, and nothing going on.
Did you go on a walk with him yesterday?
Well, he lives in my neighborhood. On weekends, we run into each other on walks all the time. But I talked to Rich last night. Nothing cooking with the contract.
Is he a big guy with soft hands?
He's got a Chihuahua, small dog. He's always no, he's got a Chihuahua. He's always walking his Chihuahua. Well, let me finish. There's nothing going on with Joshua right now in terms of contract.
Or Rich Evans.
But if I were the Canucks, pick up the phone, get these two guys done. Get them done.
But if you're Joshua, Rick, though, I mean, what's the incentive to sign now? Aren't you he's going to be in demand if he keeps playing like this and they win a playoff round or two and he's doing these types of things? I mean, he's going to be able to name his price once it gets to the summer.
Guys, we had a poll question. Was it 2 days ago?
Yep.
Which UFA member of the third line should the Canucks go all out to keep? And Joshua, I'm surprised.
Overwhelmingly.
Overwhelmingly ran going away over Teddy Bluger.
Mm-hmm.
And Joshua's been around longer. But I just think, usually you default to the center. Right, guys?
Take the center.
Usually you always take the center. I think, Joshua is such a unique talent.
Yep.
And that goal that he scored, you guys maybe can help me out, a couple of weeks ago where he was in front of the net. It was
the drag.
Semi-open net, but he was in very close and he went top shelf. I mean, the hands that he didn't, again, big guy with soft hands, but the display he put on there, and then last night with the Gordie Howe hat trick, he's a real unique talent that is clearly standing out, not just in Vancouver, but around the National Hockey League, there's a whole lot there. Hey. They're going to have a tough time keeping him.
To summarize this discussion, by the way, I just want to read the following statistic for you, okay? Last 15 Canucks games, 5-on-5, okay? Elias Pettersson, ice time total, 194 minutes, 54 seconds. Teddy Bluger, 193 seconds.
Wow.
Or 193 minutes, 57 seconds. 1 minute of difference. Bluger, Garland, Joshua rank 4, 5, 6 among Canucks forwards in ice time over that stretch. This ain't a third line. This is an engine.
Yeah.
All right. Other topic for discussion.
You're fired up.
Yeah.
That got you really pumped. All right,
Sorry,
let's go.
I love that third line. Other topic for discussion. Is Phil Kessel really free? I would argue to you, Donnie, he ain't free. Because at this point in the season, facing the hope of 10 weeks of playoff hockey in late April through mid-June, you only have so many bullets that you get to shoot in terms of your roster spots and cap space. Given this team's needs, defensive depth, you've got Wolanin and Hirose injured on the farm. You've got Soucy hurt. Zadorov was suspended. You saw what happened as a result of that call-up. Given that this team could probably still use some more forward size, maybe some more penalty-killing depth, your next forward up is like a young guy you'd be blooding, right, as opposed to like a more experienced NHL guy who can do some yeoman's work for you defensively. You never know what injuries could happen between now and the deadline, too. We all remember Jacob Markstrom getting hurt right after they traded for Toffoli, right? Really, really putting a crimp in the Canucks' plans. Given that, is Kessel really free, or is he perhaps an unwise use of those roster spots and cap space? Donnie, your reaction.
Oh, it's just so tempting, and I think because of the relationship with him and Tocchet and Rutherford and Alvin, the Pittsburgh connection, the Arizona connection, the history there, I think it might come under the category of let's give this a shot and see if he can recapture some of the magic. But you do make the point that maybe there's somebody in the organization. I think that's the point you were making. A lot of pointing going on today. Thomas is making his point. You're pointing at me. So is that where you're going, Thomas, that maybe he's taking up a spot that somebody else could take up that's already in the organization?
Well, just that you need to be conscious of limited ammunition. For me, Kessel kind of makes sense if you're making another deal. But on a team with Höglander and Garland and all these different sort of offensive generators in your bottom six, like, is Kessel what you need more than like another penalty-killing forward with experience, more than more defensive depth, more than keeping your powder dry before March 8th so that you can react should you sustain an injury of some kind? That to me is sort of the fit I don't understand.
Our inbox, Delaney's okay, Tyron Langley inbox. Can I say that on this show? By the way,
too late. Done.
Please do.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
Sure, we'll talk. We'll talk afterwards. But we had a lot of people saying just that. It's hey, listen, they don't need Kessel. They need They need toughness. They need grit more so than anything else because they do have those players in the bottom six who are contributing offensively. What about somebody who can protect people, who can scare people? That's, the old school playoff type player. So from that point of view, that's a great question.
Thomas,
I'm not doing a good job answering.
No, you did. You answered it. Thomas,
Rick,
I do want to give you an update, like the trade. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious to know, like, can you explain the fit from the Canucks' perspective? What do you think they see here?
They just like the player. They trust the player. Like Thomas, I can't. Yeah. They've been on the phone with his agent every single day for the past 3 weeks, okay? There's been a lot of dialogue. There was dialogue in August, and then it picked up. It was around Christmas time. They're still talking. They kept in touch with his agent. There's a trust level there. They trust him. They like him. They like the pedigree of the championships, the Stanley Cups. They think he still has the skill. We showed a goal, Donnie, that he scored at Rogers Arena last year.
In March.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful goal. Ethan Bear coughed it up, and then he came down and scored. So the skill is still there. The big deal is conditioning and skating. Is it there? And if they do think it's there, they'll sign him. If not, like I said, there's no guarantees this weekend, guys, that he's gonna sign. He's got to still show his stuff, and that big one is going to be conditioning. But I wanted to tell you guys, and when it comes to trades, the Canucks are monitoring everything right now, big and small. The preference is not to trade any more first-round picks. You know what, though? Hockey people will say that, and then along comes a deal. You can't refuse, and maybe you have to, but the preference is not to trade a first-round pick right now. But they are monitoring everything. If you think they're pretty quiet right now and not making calls, you're out. That's not correct. They continue to work the phones, and they're monitoring everything, I think, right now when it comes to the trade deadline.
One name we heard come up last week out of Philadelphia actually was that they'd maybe checked in on Rasmus Ristolainen, and now I know he's injured for a little bit here too, so that might not even be a realistic possibility at the trade deadline. Was there anything to that, or is that just an example of, as you say, Rick, this management team doing their due diligence, calling, touching in with people?
Silly season.
Yeah, silly season.
Didn't
basically.
that come from the guy who? Didn't that come from the guy that Tortorella doesn't talk to?
Yeah, Tortorella. I was told the Vancouver Canucks have zero interest in Rasmus Ristolainen. Actually, when I brought it up, I was asked, "Are you on the Cheech and Chong stuff?" That's where this, it's there's nothing there. They never checked in on him. How can the Canucks be in on a guy with that much term and that much money?
Yeah.
Ask yourself. I was told today that it's the Canucks never showed interest in Rasmus Ristolainen. Just would check his term and his contract. I mean, how can you add that to the Vancouver Canucks roster? But that was shot down today.
Would you say the reporter made a hash of it, Rick?
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
Don't lose your day job there, Thomas.
Two of them. After this segment.
We can't end this without talking about the big matchup tomorrow. And I got to ask Rick.
I thought you were going to say we can't end this without talking about dry flower.
Rick, I got to ask you, did you know what the Griddy was before Saturday?
No.
What did you call it earlier? The Giddy.
Giddy.
Called it.
The
Yeah.
Giddy. Well, he was giddy. He scored an overtime goal for his team. He was giddy.
Yeah.
Donnie and I go back to the 70s and 80s. There was no gritty stuff back then. It was
there wasn't. No, because what did I bring up earlier this week? Tiger Williams.
Yep.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Celebrating somewhat of a dance.
No, he's talking about the dance, though. Tiger rode the stick down Maple Leaf Gardens.
Rubbing it in a bit.
I know.
There's no way.
This gritty thing, I don't know
think
anything
it's
about it.
Timu Solane throwing his glove up in the air and shooting at it with his stick.
Yeah, that's a good one, Jamie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And there's no way, Rick, like back in your day, you knew the time warp, you knew the car wash, you knew the electric slide. It ain't different.
He has no idea what you're talking about.
I grew up with John Travolta and the disco age. Okay, Travolta was great. Yeah, Donnie and I, we both love John Travolta.
Don't throw me under the bus
you're
here.
a big disco guy too. Listen,
that would be a great celebration, by the way.
Yeah, they got to do what
that
John
would
Travolta
be phenomenal
did in some of those movies.
Yeah. See, then you'd be on board. Can you imagine Elias Pettersson,
the only two people that would get it?
Saturday
game
Night
winner in
Fever,
overtime
buddy,
and hits
movie.
the Saturday Night Fever? That'd be legendary.
Sick.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
So, anyways,
Travolta
what do
was
you
great.
think? Are
He was
they
great
take
back
it?
in the day.
Do they need to do anything to Jake Wallman tomorrow, or is it a non-issue?
That's a nothing burger.
Yeah.
It's a nothing.
Don't let him score. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
How about concentrating on picking up the 2 points? I mean, come on. You know what? They finished the trip 3-1-1. They're in first place overall in the standings. They don't have time to worry about a dance.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think nothing. I don't think anything happens tomorrow at all.
Yeah, I got to agree.
I love it.
I don't think there's any need.
Well, what's with dry flowers?
What's dry flower?
Tell us about dry flowers.
That's the Cheech and Chong stuff. I was just bringing it back.
Oh, that dry
Oh, the
flower.
Cheech and Chong stuff.
I thought it was some sort of Valentine.
Oh, I see. We thought you were talking about something else.
Yeah.
You guys got big Valentine's Day plans tonight?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we're both gonna nap.
we're getting up there in age. We got to get our naps in the afternoon.
The excitement level was off the charts there. So enjoy the Valentine's Day plans, fellas.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Donnie.
Now the wife has told me don't buy me anything, and I said, "Oh, I'm down with that. That's just fine."
I'm down
Sorry,
with that.
Yeah.
That's a healthy marriage right there.
Sorry, you believed her?
No. I'll stop at a gas station. And get her some flowers.
Gas station?
Yeah. You know the gas station flowers?
You got to go to Save On. They got the big flower section.
Oh, so you are doing something for the wife.
Yeah, but who goes to a gas station and get
Right
flowers?
here.
Donnie.
Oh, my goodness, Donnie. Come on, man.
Thomas and I. That's
Step
who.
it up.
gas station, not nearly good enough.
Got a great,
Save-On.
flower section.
Save-On is a great flower section. I'm with
absolutely,
Rick.
exactly.
I'm with Rick.
Not a florist. Save-On.
Save-On.
They have
You're
a
right.
florist at Save-On. It's a florist guy.
Yeah.
It is. You're right.
As opposed
Rick's
to
right.
a florist.
They do have a big flower.
You're talking like Rick Tocchet now. He's a big florist guy. Anyways,
Flora.
that's how he would say it. All right,
guys.
this is going rapidly off the rails, guys. We got to wrap this up here.
It is.
Have a great week.
Everyone
Beautiful.
go buy
Everyone go buy
Wednesday.
your flowers. Have a great Valentine's Day.